Hello, my name is Dennis Gonzalez, and welcome to my third critical creative reflection video. This time, I will be talking about how my production skills have developed throughout working on our film, The Last Call. Moving on, my production skills throughout this project improved largely. At the beginning, I was not very good with filming scenes or knew what type of shots to take. But while working on the project, I learned about the different types of shots used in film and what their meaning is. Some examples of the shots I learned about are the establishing shot, the tracking shot, the POV shot, and the low angle shot. Although my job in the group was to be the production designer, in the final draft I was tasked with filming the scenes due to a lack of people. This really taught me how to use the camera and what angles to use. I also received some help by another person in the group who filmed the rough draft but was unable to film the day of the final draft because he was a character in the film. Another way my production skills improved was by learning how to include the environment in the movie. For example, in our film, when I filmed scenes in our movie, I tried to include the sunlight and shade to create a vibrant scene which makes the movie look better. Another production skill that I feel improved throughout working on this project were my editing skills. While I did not edit the final draft or the rough draft, I learned how to edit using some of the clips we filmed and through editing the critical creative reflection videos. Some of the things I learned while doing this were fade ins and fade outs, as well as cutting to the next scene and cut to black. I also learned how to use the editing software iMovie. I find that learning how to edit is something that will be very important in the future for me, because if I ever need to edit a video for a job, I will know how to. It is also a skill you can have in your resume for when you apply to a job to increase your chances of getting accepted. Another production skill that I feel I improved throughout this project was integrating mise-en-scène into the film. For example, in our film, we casted two athletic people to be the players. We did this so it would look realistic, because if you cast two people who are unathletic, the film will not be as realistic and will also not look as good. Another example of mise-en-scène in the movie was the clothing of the scout. I told the person that was playing the scout to bring glasses, a clipboard, and a hat. But the thing that really makes the scout look like a scout was his jacket, because it says North Carolina. This implies that he works for North Carolina, which is important for the viewer to know in the movie because it makes it believable that he is the scout. The last production skill that I learned throughout this project was how to create symbolism and meaning in a scene. For example, the person who is wearing red flags is the one who injures the other player who is wearing blue flags. This works as symbolism because red tends to symbolize anger and a lack of control of emotions. This is part of the character Pereira has, and this is shown when he goes to a coach after losing against the other player, Anderson, and asks if he can play harder. This then leads to him injuring Anderson later in the movie. Another example of meaning being created in the movie was the blue flags of Anderson, because they foreshadowed the feeling of sadness that Anderson would feel once he gets rejected from the team.